Jimmy Dore, thank you for doing this.
My pleasure.
So it seemed to me so much is happening, it's hard to get perspective on any of it, but it does feel like Thomas Massie's loss in the primary in Kentucky 2 weeks ago was like a kind of pivot point in American politics. What was your response to it?
Well, my response to it was, how dare we, preach democracy around the world and tell people that the people in China are oppressed when we obviously don't have democracy here, right? This is a complete. We just gave up, and so now it's the oligarchs. As I was telling you before, it's just proof that we don't live in a democracy.
There are two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize them. An educated, healthy, and confident nation is harder to govern. And I think there's an element in the thinking of some people. We don't want people to be educated, healthy, and confident because they would get out of control. The top 1% of the world's population own 80% of the world's wealth. It's incredible that people put up with it. But they're poor, they're demoralized, they're frightened, and therefore they think perhaps the safest thing to do is take orders and hope for the best.
The economy doesn't work for the people. It works for a handful of international globalist billionaires, which is why we have homelessness everywhere. We have the biggest prison population in the world. And, we still go bankrupt just to get educated. You get bankrupt when you get sick. And like I say is that we live in a surveillance state. And so we're like China, except we have more street crime and slower trains.
And we get lectured constantly in the most self-righteous way by the worst people. In the most self-righteous way by the worst people. And we get lectured constantly in the most self-righteous way. It's a hard jump for your average right-winger, me, for example, to accept the fact that corporations are even more malicious than government. I think I'm coming around to that just because the evidence is overwhelming, but I do think there's like a training that takes place where you just have someone point to Soviet Poland and you're like, that's the option to what we have. And you're like, I don't want that. I don't like potatoes. You know what I mean? Bad architecture, grim weather.
Yeah.
But I kind of believe that.
And if you believe that, I've got a vaccine I'd like to sell you.